Okay, so here we are with a class on time management and emotional management. And I gave a training on time management last night to some of our leaders, future leaders, becoming executives in Mary Kay. But this training tonight is going to be more step by step and some pointers to help you really master your time. And you know, to make you peaceful with your time, to help you find harmony with your time. So there's not this frantic, go, 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 where you feel things are out of control. I want you to be in control of your business, in control of your time schedule. And a lot of us have time management issues because we take on too much. So I'm going to put in some tools today, some step-by-step tools so that you're in control and you have that peaceful, powerful, purposeful, intentional schedule. Okay? So you have tools at your disposal. You have the desire to be successful. But sometimes you probably find that there aren't enough hours in the day. Right? So here's the secret in Mary Kay, because we all have the same 24 hours. It's all about how we prioritize, what we put importance to, what we focus on intentionally. You hear those words a lot, that word a lot in Mary Kay, intention. And in those nuggets of time, you may not have very many nuggets of time, but if you use them intentionally, you can make a big impact, okay? So tip number one for today is simplify. I want you to write that down, simplify. If there is an overwhelming laundry list of things to do on your daily list, that is going to slow you down. Because your brain is going to have all these tabs open thinking, well, what have I got to do now? What have I got to do now? What have I got to do now? And we're in this constant state of like, oh, you know, we get frazzled and we burn out. So the key is to simplify the number of things you need to do, okay? And when we simplify, we prioritize. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, number one, I would encourage you to make a brain dump, okay? I do this every week on a Sunday night. I have a particular place in my planner that's called brain dump, and I write down all the many things, from the little minutia, like I've got to send a product out to a customer, to bigger things like I need to declutter my house. I need to sort my wardrobe. I need to put some of my winter wardrobe away and bring out my spring summer, what have you. You know, that's a brain dump. It's all the little things that sort of go in your, anything left over with taxes. It's all of that stuff that might not be worked on today, but is still being written down. And then from that brain dump, you take those 6 most important things on a daily basis. Now, if you're utilizing your Mary Kay date book, your Mary Kay planner, at the top of every day, it has a space for your 6 most important things. And Mary Kay was a brilliant woman. She knew that even busy women, if they prioritized it down to 6, they could get things done. If there were 66, less likely that they would get things done. So we can focus our activity when there are 6 things on our list. And it frees up our brain and allows us to be more present with the people we're with and with the task at hand, okay? Which brings me to number 3, having a schedule. So you've got your 6 most important things. You've identified what those priorities are for the day, those 6 most important things. Now you have to find a time slot for it. Because don't you find you can have 6 things on your list, but the day can go past, you know, well, another hour wasted scrolling on Instagram. You know, the day can get away from you. How often do I hear women use those words and men use those words? Oh, the day just ran away with me. Time just ran away with me. That tells me, what I hear when someone says that is, you didn't plan well. So know that, utilize that, know that you're in control and can plan. So with this schedule, with your 6 most important things, you're probably going to have some non-negotiables in your day-to-day anyway. If you work a full-time job, that's got to go in your daily schedule. You know, that's going to take up certain hours. If you have to pick up the kids, that's going to take up certain hours. If you're going to have to make dinner, or pick it up, and that's going to take up certain hours. So where are your windows where you can plug in those 6 most important things and get it done? When you assign it a time, there is so much more likelihood that you will get it done, okay? Now, are things subject to change? Absolutely. We're freedom and choice, ladies, right? You know, life will always happen. Things will always come up. Your plan might always be derailed. But there's more likelihood things will happen and you will get stuff done if you assign it a time. So number 3, have a schedule, assign each task a time. And if you, like I would have said 2 years ago, I was successful, but constantly in a state of chaos, you know, constantly running late because I didn't plan well enough of, well, I've got to allow 20 minutes to get there, 10 extra minutes for traffic. You know, I would think that I could magically teleport somewhere and that I could get more stuff done and then magically get somewhere. It doesn't work like that, ladies. And until I really got into the healthy habit of keeping a planner where I could, you know, check things off and I could highlight the tasks when I had completed them, until I assigned times to the things I needed to do, I was not a good practitioner of planning. I have learned its value, and I have become a much better practitioner in guiding and protecting and valuing my time. And you know, there are a lot of people and there are a lot of things and there are a lot of other extraneous things that will want to take your time. But you've got to be a great steward of your time because it's valuable. It is, in fact, the most valuable commodity that you have. It is the one thing that you can't get back. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. And you know, one of the things I love about the Mary Kay opportunity is it values family. And, you know, our time with our family might be limited. So being able to be a steward, a guardian of that is really liberating, you guys, really liberating. So you need to plan in your schedule, not just the tasks you need to do, but also the time it takes to do them and get to where you need to do them. Having that schedule will give you structure, and that structure will give you freedom. It will free up your brain. Now, I'm a freedom and choice girl. You'd think that I would hate having a structure. I like being able to organize my day. I like being able to go to yoga tomorrow, meet a girlfriend at 10 o'clock yoga, and then go for coffee with her afterwards, just as I plan to do tomorrow. I love that freedom. But you know, everything else around that, I've planned that. I've set a time for that. My yoga teacher doesn't say, oh yeah, Eleanor, come to yoga, come anytime. No, there are strict times that the yoga classes happen. And I adhere to that. So when I'm working my business, I have to adhere to that time schedule also. Okay, so that structure will give you freedom. Number 4, point 4, write it down. I cannot tell you how many nights I've had restless sleep because I've remembered something in the middle of the night and I've turned over to my bedside table, and I haven't had a piece of paper or a pen to write it down. And my phone is charging elsewhere, so I haven't got my phone to write it down. And I think, oh, you know, I'll just remember it. I'll remember it. I need to contact Susie Q in the morning. I'll remember it. Well, you know, then I have terrible sleep because I'm tossing and turning, thinking to myself, I can't remember, I can't forget. I've got to phone Susie Q in the morning. I can't forget, I've got to phone Susie Q in the morning. I can't forget. And you know, this whirls in your brain. And so you don't have that deep sleep. You don't have the good sleep, and you wake up and you feel like, whoa. So write it down. Have a pen and paper next to your bed. I write my 6 most important things and my schedule down the night before. So when I go to bed, when I start getting ready for going to bed, I will take this with me, and I fit a little pen down the spine, and I fill it in, and I assign my 6 most important things at what time I'm going to do those, okay? And that means that it frees my brain. Your 6 most important things get you into a healthy habit, and a healthy habit of winning. We want to be winning, right? So every night, you know, when I look at my 6 most important things that I accomplished that day, if I didn't accomplish all of 6, the likelihood is I'm rolling over a few to the next day, okay? But if I did all 6, I give myself a big pat on the back. Those are my small daily wins. I accomplished my 6 most important things. And something that will help you more than anything in this business is consistency. Having a plan helps you be consistent. Having a structure helps you be consistent. This is all healthy habits. Planning like this is like going to the gym, okay? It's getting into a healthy habit for your business and knowing what you need to do. You know, and using that analogy, you know, you might go to the gym and you might, you know, like I do it when I'm at hotels. I'm like, oh, that's a fancy piece of gym equipment. I don't know really what I'm doing, but I'll give it a go and hope I won't break it. But if you have someone show you this activity on this machine and this activity on this machine and this activity on this machine, and this is how you use it, is going to give you greater effect, greater muscle tone and weight loss and all the things you might want, right? You know, you would be more effective. You would be more powerful, okay? Because you know the activities that are going to make a difference to you. It's the same with your 6 most important things. They're the activities that are going to make a difference to you. I don't mean doing loads of laundry. That is not one of your 6 most important Mary Kay things, okay? That's a thing that, you know, hopefully you can delegate to someone else, or that needs to be done at some stage, but not within your working hours, okay? So number 5, talking of getting into healthy habits and activities that will not make you money, like laundry, is number 5, just say no, okay? Just say no. If the activity, experience, or thing does not make you money and does not bring you joy and does not adhere to your faith or belief system, then why are you doing it? Is it because you feel obligated? Is it because you just don't really know how to say no? In my experience, it's because you're in Mary Kay, so you're probably a kind lady. And people know that. And so they're going to ask you to do things for free that take up your valuable time. And you have to weigh the question to yourself. Do you really want to do this? Or are you just feeling pressured to do it? Do you really want to do this, or do you really enjoy this? If you really want to do this, is it going to make you money? And if you can't say that you would enjoy it, or it would make you money, or it's something you believe in, then do not do it. Say no. You know, you can say no. We are adults. We can say no. We should say no, because there are other people out there who take advantage of people who say yes. So if it's not something you love, if it's not something that brings you joy, if it's not something that makes you money or adheres to your belief system or faith system, then for goodness sake, for the love of all things holy, you can say no. I give you permission. Not that you need my permission. Okay. So when someone asks you if you would just make an extra 200 cookies for the cookie swap, or would you just make Susie Q's Halloween costume or dance costumes? Or would you just drive to Philadelphia to pick up my uncle because I'm way too busy with my way too busy and important job, but clearly you're not. You don't have to say yes. Another example of this, and it struck me as like a really interesting example. So this has actually happened to a consultant who was not in our unit. And the consultant was over the moon excited, over the top excited, because her boss had come in and said, okay, Susie, how do you want to make, how would you like to make an $1,000 bonus? And Susie was like, well, yes, of course I want to make an $1,000 bonus. And he said, okay, if you work an extra 100 hours and overtime, we're going to give you a $1,000 bonus. She was like, that's awesome. I get the opportunity to earn an extra $1,000. That's awesome. I'm going to do it. Signing up for it. Give me all the overtime. I will do it. Okay. And my director friend, whose unit she's in, said, 100 hours, huh? 100 hours of your valuable time for $1,000. That's kind of simple math. That's $10 an hour. Sounds a bit different when you put it like that. Would you work an extra 100 hours for $10 an hour? But the fact that it was given like a bonus and $1,000 made her think of it differently. But when you break it down, that's 100 hours at $10 an hour. So let's rethink that in Mary Kay terms. Okay, and here I want to use the whiteboard. Okay, so let's go here, see if I can make it work. Okay, yay, made it work. Love it when technology works for me. Okay, so the 100 hours, right? So 100 hours, boop, equals $1,000 bonus. Boop. Okay. The average party takes 2 hours. Yes, I understand that's not including travel time, but we're going to say we're doing local parties, okay? And 2 hours. Well, if a party takes 2 hours, in 100 hours of work, that would equal 50 parties, okay? Are you with me? That would mean 50 parties in terms of time. The average, well, actually, I'm going to lowball this now, okay? I'm going to say your sales at each party are, I'm lowballing, $300 per party, okay? And that's retail. Sorry, this isn't coming out very well, is it? Which is 150 wholesale. We understand that, right? Because what we sell, 300 retail, is in fact worth 150 wholesale from the company. So our profit would be $150 profit. It would be 150 into the company and 150 profit. Okay, so let's do this. If we said 150 in profit times 50 parties, what's that, guys? That's not $1,000. That is $7,500. And that's lowballing, okay? That would be your profit if you guarded your time and rather than be paid $10 an hour by Joe Schmo, you're working for yourself, you're building something for yourself, and you are holding parties in that time rather than working for someone else and making them money. Does that make sense? You would, at full price, so at retail, that would be retail, 15,000. Okay, Pretty exciting. And that's at $300 per party. But I'm pretty sure you'd probably make more than that at a Mary Kay party. So back to here, I think. How do I get back to me? Okay, here we are, back to me. So that is, just be aware of your time, okay? Be okay at saying no. And it might be something that feels dreadfully uncomfortable to you to say no to people, but I promise you, you got to protect yourself. You've got to do what's right for you. And you've got to say no to people who want to use your time. Number 6, do not get derailed. So Mary Kay time is Mary Kay time. When you've set that time aside in your schedule to do Mary Kay, and an appointment cancels, or maybe a better offer comes up, you know, you've said you're going to do booking calls, and then your hubby says, hey, baby, let's go out for dinner and a glass of wine, or go to the movies, or your friends call and say, why don't we go and meet up and go out to the movies? You know, if you've set that time aside for your Mary Kay time, honor your dreams. Because what you do now can have impact for your tomorrow. We can put it off, we can put it off, we can put it off. But if we put it off, we're never going to get to where we want to be. So do not get derailed. And on that point, I want you to know that you're not everyone's personal Siri. Let me explain this. This came from Executive National Sales Director Pamela Waldrop-Shaw, who said to me, Eleanor, you are not everyone's personal Siri. You do not need to be answering everyone's texts immediately they come in, because that's derailing you from your important. When you have your 6 most important things and you are focused on each task at once, and you are listening to the beeps, the rings, the dings, the buzzes, and you're answering every single one, that's going to take that important thing to you. It's taking your concentration, it's zapping your energy, and it's going to make it take much longer for you. So it's much better that you turn off the noises, turn off your phone, you focus on the thing you need to do. And I bet you that the person messaging you who can't find their keys, or who doesn't know what they're going to eat for dinner, they will figure it out. Unless you have toddlers or infants at home, they can probably figure things out. So be aware of that. They can look for their own car keys. They can find food to nourish their own body. Number 7, your weekly plan sheet. So your weekly plan sheet, your weekly accomplishment sheet. I talked about these in money management, but the weekly plan sheet you can find is a printout, pardon me, that you can find on your Mary Kay in Touch under business tools. Now I print these out because yes, I love my planner, but I like seeing the weeks like all planned out. I like being able to see, I'm very visual, where are my gaps? I color code my planner. Okay, if I'm going on vacation, it's in orange, that's a happy color. If it's Mary Kay work, it's pink, it's Mary Kay work. If it is, you know, family obligations, it is blue. If you have a JOB, it might be green. Whatever it is, I have my yoga time, that's yellow highlighter. You know, plan it out so you can see where your windows are. I take a planning night every Sunday night. And I make that a habit, a weekly habit. I do my weekly accomplishment sheet, and I sit there with my weekly plan, and I make sure I have everything, every doctor's appointment, every, you know, every yoga class I want to make. Even though some are spontaneous, I try and plan, when am I going to fit this in? I make time to plan, because when you slow down and focus, you speed up in effectiveness and impact. When you slow down and focus, you speed up in effectiveness and impact, and in peace and harmony for yourself. Less chaos. Let's leave the chaos, right? Okay, so that's time management. I now want to share a little bit about emotional management. And for this, I'm going to share some things on the screen again, okay? This one here is called the emotional wheel. It's called the feelings wheel. Now, we all have feelings. I'm not going to negate your feelings, okay? Because when you feel them, they're yours. You'll have them. And I understand that. I, as your mentor and as your director in Mary Kay, I want to support you to get through your negative emotions, through your fears and frustrations. And I want your dreams and your goals to excite and propel you, not your fears and frustrations to stop you. So feelings are real, like I said before. If you're feeling frustrated, shocked, in denial, fearful, or angry, I want you to tell me, share with me, because the likelihood is that I felt all the feels at some stage. Just this month, I was like celebrating this big victory that I had personally booked 10 parties. I had 10 parties on my book, which had been my goal for the month. And I really wanted to have a very strong month. So I booked 10. And just as I sort of got my 10th in, two separate people, completely not related, canceled on me. So I had that 10 and then I went back to 8 and I was like, oh, curses, I was so close and yet so far. But I love this meme. And just because you get a flat tire doesn't mean you slash the other 3, right? So I know that ultimately I can book other parties. I know ultimately no one person or no one party canceling is going to ruin my business. And that if I sit and camp in Pity City, that's just self-indulgent. Because there are people in this world who are really suffering and have it far worse than I do by somebody just canceling their Mary Kay appointment. So no one party, no one poo-pooing on my parade will ruin my life because I'm in control, just as you're in control of your life and your business and where you take this. So instead, I take my control and I find other ways around the obstacle. I pivot. Pivot is a word we use a lot in Mary Kay. And I want you to learn it. I mean, you already know it, but I want you to learn it in association with your Mary Kay business. Because plans will change, but you can let it halt you and stop you dead, or you can pivot and carry on playing in another direction. You don't change your goal. You swap out your players. So if a hostess does cancel on you or reschedule on you, and your goal was really tied to having her party, and you pivot, you swap out the players. That hostess is no longer playing on the pitch this month, but who could you substitute in who would be ready to play with you? And how can you involve her and excite her to pass the ball to you and want to play? Pivoting. Pivoting keeps you moving, or maybe on the spot, but it keeps you working towards in another direction. Okay, so this in front of you right now is the feelings wheel. Let me take you through it. Stage 1, this is when you're a new consultant. Oh, it's so exciting. You're getting all the freebies from the company. You attend the success meetings. You get your pin. If you become qualified, you get the Mary Kay Pink J-Lo Diamond. That's so exciting. But then we can quickly go into the frustration stage. And this is where things aren't going as quickly for you as you had wanted. There are cancellations, there are obstacles, maybe some friends and family are negative. You know, I had a sharing appointment just yesterday with a wonderful friend of mine, and her cousin came into the Starbucks we were and asked her what she was doing, and she shared that she was finding out about Mary Kay, and her cousin poo-pooed all over it. Fortunately, the lady I was meeting with, my dear, dear friend, has a great positive attitude, and she wasn't letting anyone poo-poo on her parade. But there are friends and family who are negative, and they will try and bring you down or keep you down, because when you rise above, you make the people who know you and are stuck in one spot feel less than. they'll say everyone uses Mary Kay, everyone sells Mary Kay. So the next stage that we go into is shock, because we're shocked. We can't believe it. It looked so easy. Why is it now so difficult? And then we go into stage 4, which is denial. It's withdrawal, it's procrastination, it's avoiding success meetings, it's avoiding my calls, ladies, it's avoiding Voxer. Then stage 5 is fear. Maybe you tell yourself you can't do it, it isn't for you, selling isn't for me, you need to send your product back before you lose your money. And then you get angry with yourself and you blame everyone else. And then stage 7 is you get angry, but it's a bit different this time. You've stopped blaming everyone else and you realize that it's yourself. And you admit, I can spell admit, by the way, I know there's a D there. Admit and recognize your feelings and that you can make a change. And so when you come to that realization, through the frustration, through the shock, through the denial, through the fear, through the anger, through anger part 2, you have 2 choices, right? Either you give up and you quit on yourself, or you recommit to yourself. If you have goals and dreams, I always keep my goals and dreams in front of me. I have visuals in front of me, tracking in front of me of what I want to achieve. Because here's the thing, ladies, here's the thing. People will disappoint you. You will have frustrations. Not everything goes according to the plan, even when you have so beautifully mapped it out. Not everything goes according to plan. But you know what? You have to ask yourself, whose dreams are attached to yours? If you quit on your goal, if you quit on your dream, who is watching you? Maybe you have a little girl in your household or a little boy in your household who sees mommy being a quitter. You don't want to be a quitter. You want to be an overcomer. So when we have things like that do make us frustrated and fearful and questioning, just doubting our own capabilities, just know that it's not you, okay? And that you can get around that cycle really darn quick if you remember why you're doing this. If you remember whose dream is attached to yours, if you remember who is watching you and who you create a powerful example for. When you think negatively, you attract negativity. When you think positively, you attract positive people and positive things and positive experience happening to you. So guard your thoughts. You are powerful. You are in control. You are deserving. You are capable. You are enough. You can be and will be successful if you keep going and keep putting a foot in front of each other, one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. It's a step-by-step process, but you won't go further if you quit on yourself. So always speak kindly to yourself. Know that it's not always about you. People are going to cancel. People are people. But you can't control other people. You can control your response. You can control your actions. So let that give you power. Let that give you purpose. Guard your feelings. Keep them positive. And if you need positive reinforcement, always remember there is the daily $1 Million hotline. And I'm going to find you that number really quickly. And you can find it on our Mary Kay Lionhearts page 2. But this is the Mary Kay $1 Million message. You can call it for free every single day. And there's a top Mary Kay sales director, $1 million sales director, who has a message for you every single day to keep you purposeful and hopeful and focused and to give you ideas. So here's the number. It's 641-715-3900. I'll repeat that. 641-715-3900. And the access code that you will be asked for is 44336. 44336. I'll put it in the notes below. I wish you to release time management issues. I wish you to release emotional management issues and be aware that you can do this step by step. Let's go.